translation for Eric's organization. Frontier, the place is in Chiang Mai, Thailand. You'll notice the picture is very empty with no people in there because there is a reason. Because security is a big concern now in Chiang Mai for mission organizations. And so we are requested to not take pictures of all the participants. So the pool is empty, even though during the off hours we're very busy. The meeting room on the upper left corner is empty because I don't want to take pictures of there are people there. And the reason why is China's strikes is a real issue because, as many of you know, Chiang Mai is a very popular place for mission organizations to have meetings for their missionaries. We were told in one of the missionary counseling center, China has rented a room across, put a camera at the doors to record who was in and out that location. And we have told there are other meetings where Chinese people show up taking pictures. They don't know what they are there for. So there's a high security concern just to protect missionaries' safety. So that's why it's empty pictures. Our role is to do the interpretation. For Brenda, she is doing the translation for Cantonese. And in the booth, as you can see, she was in there all by herself. Oh, sorry, I didn't have a stick. And then my job is to translate for the Taiwan sending base, and I put happy face on their picture because the person in blue t-shirt is the person I translate for. The other person is a Malaysian missionary. But anyway, that's my job, to do a translation for him. He turned out to actually pretty good with English, but there are certain things he just cannot understand. I need to help him with. So the reason why translation is needed because the mission organizations are changing. It's not an enterprise for North Americans and Europeans anymore. This is the makeup in Eric's organization. As you can see, almost 1/4 are from Southeast, from Asian, from they call it Latin America, and in Africa. And East Asia and others, they are Africa. So there are a lot of missionaries are no longer English speaking, not their native language at least. So for the meetings, they need translation to help them to understand. So for this conference, they have translation for Cantonese because it's a strong Hong Kong sending base. A lot of people from Hong Kong are participating in the outreach to Muslims. And there is Koreans, and there is a Spanish translation. When Brenda is doing the Chinese translation, I do it Mandarin. And for the missionary, for us to be in the missionary conference with the missionaries, we realize missionaries has a lot of challenges, a lot of pressures. And the first day of the conference, they basically titled the Soul Healing. And that's a day for the missionaries to deal with their own pressures and challenges in their life. We were sitting on a table, 3 of us will be sharing the challenges God has put in our life. The thing present the most pressure for us. We are supposed to let, there's the scheme we have to do to talk about different pressures. I'm teamed up with the Malaysian missionary and the Taiwan sending-based director. And the lady to our left is the professional counselors, because it turns out a lot of missionaries have a lot of personal issues they have to deal with as they serve God. And they need this time to sharing their pressure, to pray together, and to basically heal their souls. So missionaries out there are dealing with a lot of challenges. So when you pray for missionaries, do remember they are not there enjoying life. They are there facing a lot of challenges, especially when you try to reach Muslims in a very close environment. The pressure is multiplied. And also we have 1 day off in the conference, so we can go and enjoy. To the right is a few of us going to enjoy a meal, authentic Thai, northern Thai food, and we had a good time. So this is a good time for Brenda and I, especially for me, to understand what the missionaries go through. And all these missionaries we are meeting with are the leaders. They are not the whole team. They are the leader of the team on different regions. There are about 300 or 400 people there. So the outreach to Muslim is a big enterprise. But for me personally, I think God also spoke to me in this trip. Because since 2017, God has been speaking to me about Rohingya refugees. And in this year, we did the 4 days of prayer for Muslims during Ramadan. I noticed the Chinese material is one day specifically we pray for the Rohingya refugees from Malaysia. So I said, wow, I always thought the Rohingya refugees are mostly in Bangladesh. Almost more than half Rohingya in Myanmar have become refugees, living in refugee camp in Bangladesh, and 90% of them just stuck there, basically. But there are some in Malaysia, and it turns out there are people who are working to reach Rohingyas. And the person I interpret for the Taiwan Sending-based director, as we were talking, he told me that he was organizing short-term teams to work among Rohingyas in Malaysia. I thought, wow, that's something I've been always interested in. Ever since May, I found out there are Rohingya refugees settled in Malaysia. I thought, I'd like to kind of know how we can reach them. And lo and behold, the person I interpret for is working on that. And then, only one specific case where he asked me to go translate for him during a meeting was a meeting with Rohingya worker among frontier in Malaysia. So I learned a lot in that one meeting. Besides translating, also learned out what people are doing with Rohingyas, what they can do or cannot do. And I also found out they were in a stage where, like when we adopted Dons, we started to have Don consultation meetings to get all people working on the same project, to get together from different church, different organizations to meet so we can figure out how God is opening doors and where we can best allocate our resource. They are doing exactly the same thing with Rohingyas. So and they have a conference every year, I don't know what exactly, but it's by invitation only. So I put my name into the list. Can you invite me to the next meeting? I want to learn more. So I found out what God did to me. God is leading me in some way. I don't know where He's leading me, but I'm pretty sure where my next step should be. God has shown me what I need to learn more about Rohingyas because it seems to be, as far as I'm concerned, God is leading me to look in that way in 2017, and we'll see what God leads. But it's a blessing when you step out with God, and God shows you your next step. And that's the blessing of serving God. That's what I want to share with you. When you're willing to step out for God, God will show you the next step. I'm going to take my next step. Thank you.